Welcome back to Unpaid Film Critic. Today, we'll be going into another James Bond film. This one is a sequel to Casino Royale, and yeah. So let me get into it. Okay, so Casino Royale, it's a really good movie. I talked about it in my last video, but there were some things that I missed. Like I said that Jack White did the song for it, I think, and apparently he did not do it. He did the song for this one, which is "Another Way to Die," which is it's a very interesting Bond song. It's not my favorite, but it's a good rock song. James Bond, I don't really know why they would do a rock song, but they did. It's okay. The movie itself is a revenge film from the events of Casino Royale. So if you watch Casino Royale, you know how it ends. Well, this film is the vengeful sequel to it. That's all I'm gonna. That's mainly what the plot is. It's just Bond going through the grievings of the after effects of Casino Royale and him getting answers for what happened in Casino Royale with Vesper. Vesper Lind was the Bond girl in Casino Royale. In my opinion, I think Vesper is a really well written character. Actually, it's one of my favorite Bond girls. Out of all the Bond girls and all the Bond films, of the Daniel Craig's, maybe second to Anya de Armas's character, in No Time to Die. But I'll get into that once I review that film, which will be soon. But I gotta review Skyfall and Inspector. But well, going back to Quantum of Solace, it's a very interesting movie with a lot of stylistic things, like how the text is very different for each location. And it really talks about how it talks a lot about oil. So then there's a lot of commentary on the U.S. and how the U.S. loves oil. I have to say, well, that was just my in the movie. There's like oil and stuff. There's talks of oil and pipelines and stuff. That has been a major role in the film. And it's very interesting on how that plays in the film, because normally the villains are always like, oh, I'm gonna blow the world, but this guy just wants oil. Like, that's the villain. And that's interesting because for me, it's much more of an emotional journey, but it's a movie that you can't watch without watching Casino Royale. And in my opinion, that makes it really hard as a Bond film, because some Bond films, you can watch them out of order and you don't really care, but there are some Bond films that are connected with each other. So yeah, that is with the Daniel Craig series. Daniel Craig series is very much connected, so you have to watch Casino Royale to No Time to Die. You can't watch No Time to Die first and then Casino Royale second. That would make no sense. But if you watch Casino Royale, I don't know why I'm talking about the series itself. I still have to watch Skyfall and Spectre. Don't know why I'm repeating myself a lot. I'm sorry. But I have to say that for me, Quantum of Solace is an okay processor to Casino Royale. Casino Royale is much better than Quantum of Solace, but Quantum of Solace only works because of Casino Royale. If Casino Royale didn't do so good, Quantum of Solace would be okay. It's still not my favorite Bond film, but it's one that you have to watch to get the story, which I don't really get, but that's what they did with it. The film itself has a really interesting title sequence with a lot of sand and stuff. Very well done. I have to say that the film also has a very interesting. There's a lot of internal struggles with him, with him coming to terms with the effects of Casino Royale and Vesper. The ending also talks about that, and the ending, I think, is actually pretty interesting. Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. I mean, this film, it's really interesting to talk about without giving spoilers for Casino Royale. I mean, I mean, maybe after I do this, all these reviews, I'll go back and do a spoiler version of these reviews. That's what I'll probably do, because then I can talk more about the spoilers of throughout the movie itself. But I'm just saying the movie itself is actually really well made, and I'm excited to see what Skyfall is, because I watched Skyfall and I can't wait to watch it again. Remember, Casino Royale and Quantum of Solace both leave Netflix on December 31st, so please watch them beforehand. So please watch them as well. Also watch Skyfall. Skyfall is also on Netflix as well. So yeah, Skyfall is next. So yeah, Skyfall is the next film I'll be reviewing. All right. This has been Unpaid Film Critic. Ba da 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 doom.